everyone. Welcome to A Million Things About Japan. I'm Machiko. I was born and raised in Japan, but I also lived in California for a little over 12 years. Then I moved back to Japan this past December. On each episode, I would like to introduce things related to Japan. It can be Japanese food, culture, and customs and more, but something unique, something really Japanese, and hopefully something new to you. So please subscribe to the channel and find out what Japan can offer to you. よろしくお願いします。Okay, let's get started. In Japan, telling ghost stories called kaidan is one of the things to do in summer. Do you know why? Scary ghost stories give you a chill, and that should ease the summer heat. That's the idea at least. Here is one of the very famous Japanese ghost stories called Okiku no Sara, which translates as Okiku's plates. There are many versions of this story, but the one I know goes like this. A female servant named Okiku worked for a samurai lord. One day, she accidentally broke one of 10 very expensive plates, and she was blamed harshly and killed. Her body was thrown into a well in the yard. She held a grudge and showed herself as a ghost at the well, counting plates every night. 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, until, oh no, 1 plate short. This may not sound scary to you, but it is very well-known legend or ghost story in Japan. When I was a college student, we went to a summer camp and stayed a couple nights in a rural area. We decided to do the kimodameshi, which is visiting a graveyard at night to test our courage, and it is also a very common thing Japanese people enjoy during summertime. I heard about what happened to one of my girlfriends who was very scared of ghosts. When one person who was hiding jumped out to scare her, she was so scared and she desperately hugged a gravestone in fear. I know she got more than chills, but it gave me a big laugh. On top of ghosts, there are a lot of mythical creatures in Japan, and we call them Yokai. Have you ever heard of Kappa? Do you know what Kappa looks like? The kanji character for Kappa means a river child, so Kappa resembles a childlike creature living in the river. No one knows for sure, but typically Kappa has green skin and a yellowish beak and webbed hands, which is similar to ducks. Kappa also has a shell on his back, like a turtle, and they often had a small Japanese girl's typical bob haircut, which is called okappa. The main characteristic of Kappa is the plate on its head, which holds water, since Kappa is a water creature. Japanese people believed if all the water dries up from the plate, Kappa gets weak and eventually dies. There are many different origins of Kappa. The people in the west side of Japan may believe Kappa was introduced from China, but in the east side of Japan, there are unique stories about how Kappa was born. Let me introduce a couple of them. In the 10th century, Abe no Seimei was a very powerful Japanese sorcerer, which we call onmyoji. He was able to summon up spirits called shikigami. I imagine that shikigami is kind of like a genie. They are invisible to the human eye and follow the orders from onmyoji, performing various magic spells and carrying out tasks. The shikigami got an order to build a castle and created straw dolls and put spirits in them and had them work to complete the construction by a due date. Thanks to the hard work of the straw dolls, the castle was completed on time. When shikigami had no more use for the straw dolls, they were about to be thrown away into the river. The straw dolls were shocked and asked shikigami, "How can we continue to live? What can we eat from tomorrow?" Then shikigami mercilessly answered, "Who cares?" and he tossed them into the river. The straw dolls held a grudge and turned into malicious Kappa. What do you think? Are you scared? Here is another story and this one may be more scary. During the Edo period, sometimes it was not easy for common people to feed all their children. More children need more food, right? So, very sadly, parents decided to get rid of some of their children. They wanted to keep boys as heirs, so girls or even unhealthy children were victims. They secretly drowned their children and their bodies were found near the river. Parents did not want others to know what happened, so they spread rumors about evil creatures to keep people away from the river. Some also believe those children's bodies were the origin of Kappa. Definitely a dark story, right? No matter what origin people believed, Kappa held a grudge for sure. There are stories of Kappa attempting to grab a swimmer's leg or trying to drown a horse. Sometimes, Kappa tried to attack women or children as well. All the stories were precautionary and about the dangers of the water or river. There are stories about Kappa being mischievous. Cucumbers were often offered to the water gods, but because Kappa's favorite food is cucumbers, there are tales of them stealing the cucumbers. That is why sushi rolls with cucumber strips are called kappamaki. Have you ever tried them? A lot of Japanese people prefer to eat kappamaki at the very end of sushi meal because it has a very refreshing taste. Other common stories are of mischievous Kappa looking up women's kimono or challenging fishermen in small matches. The legend is that Kappa loves sumo wrestling. As long as Kappa has water in the plate on its head, they have superhuman strength and it's impossible for a human to beat Kappa in sumo. So, people came up with a small trick. They bowed to Kappa before the match. Then, very politely, the Kappa bows back to its opponent and all the water spilled from the plate as a result. Then, Kappa could be defeated. Do you think this is cheating or being clever? There are also good stories about Kappa. For example, there was a person who saved Kappa's life when the water level on its head was low. Kappa was devoted to this person and helped planting rice or delivered fish every day. In this type of heartwarming story, Kappa was described like a loyal child. Many years ago, I went on a trip to Yoron Island, which is one of the islands between Kagoshima and Okinawa. Local kids were very good swimmers, but they didn't swim for fun. Their only reason to swim was simply to catch fish. Old men called those kids Kappa-kun, which implied that they swim as good as Kappa, and they used the word Kappa with love and a very positive image. If you are interested in Japan, you may have heard of Kappabashi Kitchen Street in Asakusa area. If so, you may be wondering if the name has something to do with Kappa. There are two origins of the name of Kappabashi. In Japanese, raincoats are called amagappa. The kanji character ame means rain, and kappa is originally from Portuguese for cape from the rain. So, amagappa has nothing to do with the mythical creature Kappa. During the samurai era, some samurai made raincoats as a side job, and they were hung at the bridge in this area. So, the area was named Kappabashi because bashi or hashi means bridge. The other origin is related to the mythical creature Kappa. About 180 years ago, the Asakusa area was wetland and was prone to flooding. A man named Kihachi decided to spend his own money to fix the problem for people living in the area. Fixing it was not easy and he struggled. Kappa living in the Sumida River saw him doing his best and were impressed by his determination. Then they started to help him each night and completed the project. The strange thing was that some good things happened to those people who witnessed the Kappa helping Kihachi, like their businesses started to become successful. Kihachi was buried at Sogenji Temple in Asakusa, and that temple is also known as Kappa Temple. I like this story more. Kappabashi Kitchen Street has a cute Kappa mascot character, and Kappa is loved among people in the area. Even though traditionally Kappa was a scary mythical creature, the image most Japanese people have today has been transformed into a cute mascot character. Probably the most famous Kappa character is used to promote Kappa Ibisen, which is a shrimp-flavored snack. Anything can be kawaii in Japan. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I also have an Instagram account for a million things about Japan. You can find the link in the description. Are you interested in other Japanese mythical creatures? If so, please let me know which one you want to know more about in the comment. Alright then, stay tuned for more episodes. Bye bye.